In this video, I want to share with you 3 reasons why I believe in holding the karambit this way instead of this way. Stick around. Thanks for joining, my friend. I hope you find this video helpful and resourceful. In the past, I've done videos about karambits, and I've covered this type of knife from many different angles. But over time, I've just come to the place where I don't like to hold the karambit the way most people do. Truth be told, holding the karambit this way allows for a lot more flashy stuff, which I think is kind of useless. Hope you don't get upset with me saying that. That's just my viewpoint. I also have a problem with my finger being in this ring. I think there's some dangers with that as well. The more I've trained with a karambit, the more I find this to be the more practical method of holding. I'm not saying that this is the best for everybody, but with my style and with my understanding, it's best for me, and I'm getting ready to tell you why. Reason number 1, I believe it to be faster in offensive striking. I see a lot of ways this could be advantageous upon reaction, but we don't want to just have a reactive worldview of fighting and defense. You can be just as dangerous in the reactive world here. You can test this out. Take any kind of training knife and just pretend you're wielding a karambit and see how much harder it is to strike someone this way than it is this way. It's almost a no-brainer. So much faster. The second reason I prefer this grip is because I believe it to be so much more powerful. All you got to do is just feel the difference in coming through here with this flow versus what you get through here. It's just so much more hook and power, in my opinion. Now, before we go any further, you probably want to know what karambit this is. Well, this karambit comes from WARIVO. This is one of their newer karambit models. It's extra curvy, in my opinion, for those who are looking for that extra curve. This is D2 steel with micarta scales. It comes with this sheath, which I'm not a big fan of. Some of you may like this leather style for your karambit. I'm not a big fan of that. Not a ton of retention either with this type of sheath. Some leather sheaths have a lot of retention. I don't think this one has a lot. And this actually would hang on my right side. So if I did carry something like this, I would be able to deploy this exactly the way I would prefer to use it. Now, I gotta say, I think this is a right nice looking piece. For me, it's kind of hit and miss with WARIVO. They've got some designs that I think are really solid and others that have some opportunity. And even with this one, I think if you could go with like a black leather sheath, that would look really nice with that color scheme. Good old D2 is hard to sharpen once you lose the edge, but when it comes to a knife like this, you shouldn't be out bushcrafting with it. You shouldn't be out doing day-to-day tasks. That's not what these knives are made for. So you should be able to keep the edge on this unless you're just out cutting things all the time for fun, such as water bottles and things like that. The third reason I like to hold it this way is the reverse edge methodology that comes with it. And again, from point number 2, the power that's behind it. You've got stronger muscles pulling this way. You're not going to have the same strength and leverage pulling this way as you are pulling this way or pulling this way. Imagine coming in and piercing here and then pulling versus coming here, piercing and pulling. I just believe this is more practical overall. I believe it's faster, I believe it's more powerful, and I believe it relates the best with powerful reverse edge methodology. The flashiness of this type of wielding is attractive, but I think anybody who gets out and does drills and various strikes with this will feel the general practicality in holding it this way. Let's just say I'm doing jabs with it. This doesn't feel as practical to me as this feels, and I don't feel like I can transition to as effective of striking as I can from here to here. This feels so much more useful, direct, and aggressive. The karambit is not a knife that I major on all of the time. I do like them, and I go through seasons where I want to train with them more. I just feel like this is the more practical holding method, and I hope this video has communicated why. Which way do you like to hold the karambit, and what do you think about what I presented here? Thank you so much for watching. Take care.